Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So something really awesome happened today. My booster boxes were delivered early. Just a little tip, if you're shopping for booster boxes for any TCG, make sure you're checking the state that you're buying from. I made it a point to try and buy from as close as possible to me, and it turns out this person shipped really quick, so I was pretty fortunate. Got them a couple days earlier than I thought I would. Let's be real, they probably weren't supposed to ship them until, the game released, but they kind of broke the street date a little bit, but I think everybody does that, right? So we're going to be opening up my first ever booster box for Star Wars Unlimited. If you missed my previous video, go check that out because it had some amazing legendary pulls in it. Uh, just a really fun video to kind of introduce you to Star Wars Unlimited, but we're going to be cracking open my first booster box. There are 24 packs in here, and we're going to be hoping for all kinds of fun stuff. This set is just amazing to try and pull from as a player, as a collector, because there's just so many different variants that you can get. If you've never seen this game before, the packs are paper, which makes opening them just amazing. Like, these are the best packs I've opened in all the packs that I've been opening on this channel for the past year and a half. So I'm not going to rotate for the leaders or anything, but if you haven't seen these before, we'll go through it a little bit slow in the first couple packs, explain it. First card is always a leader card, and then the next card is always a base, and then after that you get commons, uncommons, rares, legendary, and a foil in the back, or potential rare or legendary. So I have played this before, so I am not just opening this to try and pull for collectability's sake, but also to get cards that I need for building decks. So this is a hyperspace. Essentially what this means is it gets rid of the black borders that you see on other cards. You can see here. So it kind of does a full art around the edges, and then you can also get foil variants of this. So the collectability for this game is pretty extreme. I'm not going to do any like card sorting right now in terms of rarities, except for the legendaries and such. I'll sort these off stream, just to kind of speed up things. Good. This is a card that I needed because I do want to build command decks that let me kind of like put out a bunch of units at once. So that's a good rare to pick up. Oh, nice. Well, that's a good way to start it. Those of you that know me know that Greedo is my favorite Star Wars character, so getting a Greedo foil in my first ever pack from a booster box is probably a really good omen. So let's put him right there. Let's move the box off to the side a little bit. Kind of want the packs to still be a little bit in view on the side there so you guys can see the progress through the box. So I've been pretty lucky so far with my pulls. I haven't pulled anything crazy like a showcase card. Showcase cards would be a alternate kind of holo style that is the first card in a pack. So if this was a showcase Leia, it would have different artwork. It would be foil, and they're 1 in 12 booster boxes. So you don't actually expect to get showcase cards. But if you do get one, you're looking at a card, depending on which one you get, that at the moment is probably like a minimum of $200. If you get a really good one, like Boba Fett, the Emperor, you're looking at probably like at least double that. So the rates for for the hyperspace cards are, I think you're supposed to get like 3 in every 2 packs. Kind of just a little ballpark there. Okay. Ooh, all right. We got a hyperspace cell block guard. Not a bad card. He kind of works decently with Vader. Vader can pull in a 3 cost or under like additive value of cards, and if you need like a really quick sentinel blocker, this is probably not a bad one to have. So we'll put that guy right over there. Let's actually put him below. We'll keep 2 different stacks for hyperspace and normal foils. So there's one thing you've learned from watching me open packs over time. It's that I'm not the best when it comes to organizing cards on the fly. Iden, I couldn't remember, or I didn't know who this character was in Star Wars for the longest time when I was opening these, and I had to look it up. She's apparently the main character for Star Wars Battlefront 2, the game, like the one that came out in 2017. Now I know. She's apparently like a top tier, S tier control leader. Actually, I'm going to move this box over. I'm a little nervous. My hand is going to like crush those cards, so we'll play it safe. So this is a new TCG. If it's your first time watching it opened, it just came out or is coming out on the 8th. It is from Fantasy Flight Games, which I have, looked into it a bit. There's some people that are a little upset with their history, but at the end of the day, this is a good foil to get, very playable card. At the end of the day, as long as I can, even if I can get a couple of years of just having fun playing this game at a local game store, which I really haven't done much at all. The only time I really did that was for Final Fantasy Trading Card Game for a very brief period. And this is a game that will get me out of the house, go to a LGS, because the thing with me is I'm a little intimidated to try and go play something like Pokemon or Magic or Flesh and Blood, whatever have you, like whatever card games are out and people are playing in the shops, because, well, people have been playing them for a long time. It's kind of hard to get into it. Walking into a card game shop and there's our foil outmaneuver, uncommon. You know, it's kind of a hard thing to get into a card game that has been out for so long and try to learn how to play it. And anytime a new card game has come out that I've had interest in playing, my LGSs never carried them. They just didn't care. MetaZoo, I know. So I remember calling up stores and asking if they carried MetaZoo, and they would just like give a laugh. This is like long before we knew the end was coming, but anyway. Sorcery, like any card game that I had any kind of interest in, they don't carry them. And this is the first new one that I had some interest in, where I have two LGSs that do actually. It's another hyper playable card there, just a 2/2 for 2 with shield. Really nice unit that sticks in the early game. So yeah, I was like, well, I'm a fan of Star Wars, and this first set is very heavy in the original trilogy characters, which is nice because I don't want to be opening cards and it's just all sequel trilogy or from Star Wars shows that I don't care about. So it's kind of nice that a lot of these cards kind of are nice callbacks as well to the original trilogy and a little bit of prequel trilogy. You know, it kind of dabbles around. We'll see where it goes from here. And yeah, my plan is to go, I'm going to try to aim to go once a week. It'll probably end up being like every other week, but the aim is to go play once a week and build my own decks and have a lot of fun. My first legendary is Cunning. So in order to use these cards, it's a little restrictive. The way this works is you build your decks based around these colors. So you would have to have a leader that is yellow or Cunning, and then a base that's also Cunning if you wanted to play this for 4. You could play this with other color combinations, but you'd end up having to pay 6 potentially or more if you don't match these colors with your base and your leader. So it's a little bit restrictive in terms of being able to build a deck around those cards. Any of the double color cards, but they tend to be very specialist kind of cards in terms of the aspect that they are in. Han Solo, good. I finally got a Han Solo. I haven't pulled a Han Solo yet in the packs that I opened in the pre-release. Another deck that is kind of a ramp kind of deck where you can get units out faster than you normally would be able to. Alright, our foil is Colonel. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce any of these cards that I don't know actually how to pronounce them. I'm not well versed in the animated shows, and yeah, I'm not gonna do the characters a disservice by mispronouncing their names. Obviously, the art in this can be a little hit or miss for people. It has grown on me substantially, especially after seeing these cards in person. First, I thought they were a little cartoony. Some of the art styles were hit or miss, but like this, for example, is a really nice art, especially if you can get the Hyperspace. It's just kind of like a nice cartoony, almost cel-shaded kind of look to an ATST. So yeah, it's been growing on me a lot, especially now that I've played it. Like this Bib Fortuna, the first time I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's kind of weird. But the more I liked it, I kind of like the stylization of it. The Greedo, though, has not grown on me, unfortunately. This is a really good playable, one of the best space flight or vehicle space units, I think, in the game. And then the Smoke and Cinders. All right, we're still waiting for a good big pull here. So the way this works is the commons cannot upgrade to a uncommon or a rare or legendary. So the uncommon slot, the best that you're looking for in the common slot is just a hyperspace. The uncommons can upgrade to a hyperspace rare or a hyperspace legendary. And then in the rare slot, that can upgrade to a legendary, and that legendary can also be hyperspace. And then in the foil slot, you can also pull a legendary. It could be a legendary foil. So here's a great example, right? A common that upgraded itself to hyperspace. And now we're into the uncommons. The uncommons here did not upgrade themselves. We got a regular rare. Wedge is a pretty interesting rare. Very much for a vehicle space deck. And ooh, perfect. Speaking of which, we got a Hyperspace common 7th Fleet Defender. So it's just a 3/2 for 3. Shielded, kind of nice sticky body that you can place in the space field. So it is actually possible to get 3 legendaries in a pack, which is crazy, right? I almost did it. I had a Hyperspace legend in the rare slot. I had a legend in the rare slot. All I needed was a legend foil, but we didn't quite hit it. But it is possible. I have opened triple rare packs myself. I've seen a couple of them open. So yeah, it just makes for really fun pack openings because there's just so many different combinations of cards and rarities that you can get. And I do think that this has eclipsed how much fun it is for me to open sorcery packs. Sorcery prior were my favorite packs to open because of the way that the curios kind of made you look through all the commons. However, I have to say, I think Star Wars Unlimited has definitely surpassed my favorite pack opening experience, and I think this is going to be hard to beat because there's just so much that can happen in a pack. Whereas Sorcery, you're kind of just hunting for the curios, you're kind of hoping for uniques. The foils are kind of always in the same slot. And another big thing about Star Wars Unlimited, hold on, I gotta move my mouse here, is just shifting things around here. The boxes are not guaranteed rates, and I highly prefer that. What do I mean by that is it's not like a lot of other TCGs where that you're always going to get 9 foils. You're always going to get like 3 legendaries. With the way this works, like there's a big variance in the swing where because of the upgrades and how rares can upgrade to legends in multiple slots. Oh, we got a legend Mace Windu. So Mace Windu will probably end up being one of the lesser sought after and lower price legends because in an upcoming event that they're going to be doing in LGSs, there will be promos for Mace Windu with a stamp that kind of show your tournament standing. So like a top 8 card or top 4, top 2, top 1 champion. So there's going to be a ton of Mace Windu promos kind of floating around once that event takes place. And the art on it does look a lot better than the one that you get in packs. He looks okay. The face looks a little off to me though. It's not the best art. At least it's better than the Han Solo though. The Han Solo leader is, oof, man, is it? It's pretty rough. Not a lot of people are a big fan of that card. We got a Palpatine. So in the leader card slot, there are only common and rares. There are no legend leaders. Maybe in the future we can get legend leaders though. That would be pretty awesome. I'd be a fan of that. That would make getting something like that in a sealed event kind of exciting. Very unique. I'm sure none of your opponents would probably have it. But so far I've been loving playing this game for the rounds that I played in person, and I definitely look forward to building my own decks. Yes, I can look at other players' decks too to kind of get an idea on how to build, but one thing that I will love doing is kind of coming up with my own deck ideas, putting in some of my favorite cards, even if they may not be the strongest, surprising my opponents with cards that maybe they haven't really seen people use before, and seeing what we can do. Just, play for fun. It doesn't have to be competitive or anything. Really exciting because I've been waiting for a card game to come along where I'd be collecting it and playing it at the same time. Also, I want to just throw this out there. I don't think I've seen anybody bring this up. I think this is a total callback and reference to Hearthstone, with Hearthstone's 4/5 Yeti. Remember the days back in Hearthstone where that was like the sort of like benchmark for a 4-cost card, the 4/5 Yeti. So I think because this is a Wampa, it kind of looks like a Yeti. I think whoever designed and put the stats on this card was definitely a Hearthstone player. Just throwing that out there. So one thing I also want to note too, for those of you that are opening packs and such, there are cards that are villainy only and heroic only. There's only one rare right now and one heroic in the rare slot. So this is the only rare villainy card that you can currently pull from packs. And then there's You're Our Only Hope, I think it's called, with Leia and R2 on it. That is the rare for the heroic slot. And then there's mostly just commons and like an uncommon or two, or I think it's 2 uncommons. So kind of worth noting. Oh, we got a foil legend. It's not the foil legend that we wanted. Obviously, we want something like a Luke or a Darth Vader or a Boba Fett, but we'll take a foil legend. It is a command, so it, not the most exciting, but whether or not this will be playable, I'm not sure. Oops. I am a fan of command and green decks, so maybe I'll get some use out of this. It's one of those cards where you can pick 2 things from the list here and put them into play. Kind of a little bit of flexibility. So we'll put that with our cards right there. Now, because that was in the foil slot, that means that we still can get like non-foil Darth Vaders. We can get, we can get another foil legend because from what I've seen, the randomization in this has been pretty good. Opening a foil legend, from what I can see, does not guarantee that that's going to be your only foil legend for your box, but we'll have to find out, right? A lot of people are going to be opening boxes. We'll have a bigger sample size. This is apparently a really good card. I've seen this in a lot of people sort of like deck lists, and the art on that is awesome, right? Like this is a card that I wasn't really looking at when I first saw this game, and this is why the art is growing on me. Really like this kind of style. That's definitely my thing. All right, it looks like we're a bit more than halfway through the box. I haven't been keeping track on how many we've opened. I don't want to talk too much about like some of the individual cards yet, because obviously a lot of people have not played this game yet. Once more of you have your hands on the cards and you've played some games, then maybe we can spend a little bit of time kind of like reading abilities, seeing what I think about the cards. Obviously I'm not an expert on this game yet. I've barely played it, but we'll wait a little bit until people have played it a bit more. Our rare Agent Callus, and our foil is Academy Defense Walker. If you're new to the channel, though, and you're enjoying the pack openings, be sure to subscribe, because there will be a lot of Star Wars Unlimited openings coming in the future. And like I said, once I start building some of my own decks and I find that it's either fun to play or does decently well at my LGS, I might even make a little deck tech video to get your guys' opinions on them, maybe give you ideas for your own decks. But that won't be for a bit. Obviously, I got to get a little bit better of a grasp at the game. Strafing Gunship, Foil Syndicate Lackeys. So far we have 2 Hyperspace foils and 1 Legend foil. So this box is a little weak. I think we're still due at least 1 more non-foil Legend. For Boba Fett, though, Luke and Vader, I mean, those are like $30 to $40 cards right now, even in non-foil. I'm sure the price will tank once people start opening boxes more. But I do need them. I need Vaders, I need Lukes, I need Boba Fett's for my deck, so I will not be disappointed if I pull non-foil legends of really good playable cards. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to prices as people start filling out their decks. What cards are people mostly going to be going for? Are people going to go for normal foils, or are they just going to go for hyperspace non-foils? So many interesting things can happen with the prices of these cards. There's different ways people will build their decks. Some people will only want the cheapest cards. And obviously with all the different variants, that looks so cool with hyperspace. Wow. See, this is just a great example of how hyperspace really enhances the card. And I think the light speed or the hyperspace is such a good effect, because the lines draw your attention to the center of the card. And if it's an action shot with like guns being shot, it just really hyper focuses on there. Also, another interesting little thing, if you ever notice with Star Wars cards these days, and it's not even just like unlimited cards, but tops cards as well, artists are instructed to never have the gun pointing at the viewer, right? Like they are always shooting off to the side. The gun is never facing you. That's a rule that Disney has for Star Wars cards. Just an interesting little tidbit. How do I know? Because I don't remember where I heard it, but tops artists, when they do like sketch cards, are instructed specifically by Disney that they cannot have guns pointing towards the person looking at the card. All right, still got a decent amount of packs here. Not the best first box yet. We're still looking for, ooh, that's my first Grand Admiral Thrawn. That's good, because now I can build a deck with this guy maybe for next week. Super control heavy, very, apparently he does really well with building decks based around space and vehicles. he can pretty much look at the top of your opponent's deck and always know what's coming. So I'm actually going to stick him in there real quick just so I don't lose him in this giant stack. Yeah, the more I see these, the more I'm a fan. Ooh, that would have been nice in Hyperspace foil, but the Hyperspace on this looks awesome. I really think the space cards look great. Oh, we got a Emperor Palpatine. That's my first Emperor Palpatine. That's a rare, not a legend, but a pretty good card. Foil Escort Skiff. I thought I was going to be more of a heroism player, but man, these villainy cards, not only do they look amazing, but they got some really great cards. Normally I'm the type of person where I always go at like the hero side of things in video games, cards, whatever. I don't like playing with villain stuff, but Star Wars I think is going to change that. Oh, another legend. Okay. Not, the Luke or Vader or Boba Fett or anything that we're looking for, but this is, I love big stompy things, and this is a big 9 cost 8/8. When you put this into play and attack, the opponent chooses a non-leader and they defeat it. Definitely need some of these for deck building, because that is my style of deck. And a Hyperspace Academy training common. Nothing special there, okay. Alright, we still got some potential here, though. The stack is getting so big off here to the side. It's like reaching my camera as I stack cards here, because every one of these packs comes with 16 cards, so things start getting out of hand quite a bit. Red 3, we haven't seen that yet. What does this do? Raid 1. Each other friendly heroic unit gets a raid 1 as well. 3 for 2/3. It's not bad for space, I guess. Restock. Alright, so we've gotten 3 non-foil legends, which is the average. You get 1 legend every 8 packs. So we probably won't see another non-foil legend, but it is possible to have our uncommons upgrade to legends, and of course, the potential for another foil legend as well. Nope. Alright, we are down to the final 2 packs. Both of them are Leia packs. Do a little recap at the end to go over what we pulled from this, and then get this giant stack out of the way. Greedo. Can't believe we only opened 1 non-foil Greedo, but he is an uncommon. Ooh, my first rare base from this booster box. These are actually really hard to pull, and I think you can get these in foil too, and those are apparently also really hard to get. So I think I think it's the green one, where you can give what is it? That haste effect ambush to any unit once is apparently the best rare base, and a foil maximum firepower. All right, we're down to our final pack. Let's see if we can get one more good foil legend. Hyperspace. This is a great card. One of the best kind of control board wipe style cards. Give a unit 2/2, then take their power and divide that up as you see fit in dealing damage across the board. Only an uncommon, by the way. Oh man, that looks so cool. Wow. Instantly one of my favorite arts. That just looks so good with the clouds. I'm a big fan of like purple pink kind of skies and stuff. That in Hyperspace foil would be amazing. And our rare, Del Miko, and our foil is a Lando. Okay. Well, not the best booster box, but let's do a quick recap. My legends were an Avenger, Mace Windu, and a Cunning. My Hyperspace foils were Academy Training Command. So we got a common, a Legend Command, Hyperspace. Sorry, well, this is not Hyperspace, but ooh, there's also like a little. There we go. I thought it was like a chip on the foil. So common, common, common. 3 common hyperspaces, a little unfortunate. And then 1 legend foil, and then our stack of foils, and then let's just see how many hyperspace we got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So it looks like on average, like at the end of the day, you're looking at almost 1 hyperspace per pack. A little bit under. Anyway, that was super fun regardless. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Be sure to subscribe for more box openings and pack openings of Star Wars Unlimited in the future. See you guys in the next one.